I have done a polling on LinkedIn recently about digitalization in pharma industry, where I have asked a question in pharma. If you have implemented digitalization of processes and QA systems, could users accept the change in one go? And I have requested people to share their experience. I received 199 votes, almost 200, where 46% people said yes, they could accept in first attempt, whereas 54% people said no, they had to try more than once to implement digitalization successfully. If we see the figures, 46% means nearly 50% people are saying they could implement digitalization in the first go, which is in fact a very good figure. If I would have done this polling 7 8 years back, I think we could have not got even 20% people saying yes for digitalization. Or I would say that's an improvement in the pharma industry that people have started accepting digitalization. Coming to second part, that is 54% people mentioned that they couldn't implement digitalization in the first go successfully. They had to try more than once. If we analyze the second part, that why people could not implement this pharma industry in first go, there can be different views, and I would like to share my experience. There are three things. First is, what is the thought process of the organization management? Are they implementing digitalization just in the enthusiasm that every industry going into digitalization, so let pharma also go? Or the thought process is to create a good impression during regulatory inspection? If this is a thought process, but if organization doesn't take care of convenience of the users in their thought process, then they may not be successful. Then the users may not accept such digitalization if it's not convenient for them. And then in the first go, the organization is likely to be unsuccessful one. Second is, what is user's thought process? What is people's thought process? The user, whether he is comfortable with using the softwares, or he is still attached with the old paper-based emotions. Because if someone has to write something on paper, he might be able to write with a good speed of writing. But the same thing, if he has to enter the text in the software, he may require quite a long time. His typing speed might not be good, so it might become a tedious job for him, and that's where the user resistance may start. There is also something important is resources like availability of computers, availability of network. For example, there is a lot of time wasted because of slow network, slow speed of the software. Then the user may get frustrated, he may get irritated, and he may start resisting the implementation of digitalization. Or even after implementation, acceptance of the digitalization may become a problem, and that's where the organization fails. Another thing is, what is the visualization of the organization? What exactly they want as a digitalization or automation? Are they going for 100% automation, or they want a partial automation? Whether they want to interface different software system with each other so that one talks with other, and then in totality we achieve 100% automation. Whether they want auto mailing features to give messaging, automatic messages from the software, whether they want escalation of the problematic issues through auto mailing, whether they want automatic blocking mechanisms of certain things if something fails. So, what is exactly the user requirement specification, URS? That becomes important. The organization's visualization about the vendor selection is also important. And what is the vendor's strength, whether vendor is strong enough to support, whether the post-sale services are good, whether it will be a vendor will be able to support or not, becomes important factor. And of course, the cost is important. In one of my previous video, I have discussed about the cost factor. Cost of licenses should be proactively seen. Cost of modification, cost of annual maintenance contract, troubleshooting must be visualized in advance.